your wedding gown. Take your wedding celebration.
Pastor Jerry, you always pray for marital settlements, women in their 30s, women in their 40s, women in their 50s, in their 60s, 70s. Collect your wedding gown.
Women in their 30s, in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 60s, that desire to get married, the sound of your women, my house, carry your marital blessing.
Pastor Jerry, I grabbed my own. This time around, I grabbed it with two hands. I met this young man, 2009 to 2010. We became friends. We are talking on phone because he was not in the same state with me then. Along the line, we got separated. No quarrel, nothing. He stopped calling. Pastor Jerry, I have to change my prayer points. This time around, God, anywhere my husband is, even if he is in any other relationship, put quarrel between them. So fast forward to 2024, September precisely. He chatted me. This same young man chatted me up. Can we start all over again? He came to my family December 30th. He came to my family that he wants to marry me. Everybody was surprised. Then he said he wants to do the introduction that same day. It was just like a dream. My traditional marriage was done. Odogu paid in full. It's not owing. Gave them extra, my kindred. Then on January 6th, my wedding was done. I am married, fully married, both traditionally and white wedding was done.
I'm here to thank God. In 2025 March, during the anniversary NSP, the Lord gave me a job. And this year, 2026, during the anniversary of NS Rebellion, my introduction was taking place. And in this month of May, on the 9th of May, the Lord settled me maritally. I am here to thank God because it was as if this thing will not come to pass. I have faced so many disappointments, but this God did not allow me to shame. This God showed up when I never even expected it. Indeed, this God is real. This God is real. I am overwhelmed. Here is my wedding ring as Mrs. Choice, and I am thanking God.
As of January 2023, I told myself, okay, in the past years, I've been praying to God that I want to meet my husband. I want to get married. It was not working. So I was like, okay, that 2023, I'm going to join prayers. I'm going to join the fasting, the 21 days fasting, the one that happens in the beginning of the year. So I fasted religiously. I did not skip any day. One of my prayer points was that God should bless me with a husband. And at the end of the fasting, all the declarations Pastor Jerry mentioned that time, I held on to them. Pastor Jerry would say marital settlements for everyone desiring to get married, and I would claim it. I met my husband, and he came over to Nigeria as at September, and we got married by October. And as at 2024, we closed the distance, and we are currently together in Poland. I just want to thank God because it is only Him that did this. My husband is everything I prayed for. I thank God so much for answering my prayers. I thank Pastor Jerry for helping us to pray every morning. Those of us that were reluctant to pray before, we do not have any excuse not to pray because as we are praying, we are seeing the results. Thank you so much, Pastor Jerry. What God cannot do does not exist. What God cannot do does not exist.
Where is your promotion? Where is your elevation? Where is your acceleration? Where is your new season? Oh, the sound of your amen. Let it come out of the grave.
I got my dream job. I testified 2 years ago that on this altar, after 4 years of so many applications, more than 4,000 applications, I got my job because I heard the testimony on this altar of someone that was also in the UK working in the construction industry. He got his dream job and I keyed into that testimony and God did it for me. Now, 4 years into this role, I've been stagnated. I've been seeking for promotion, but I've been told that I'm not good enough for promotion and all of that. It was clearly stated in my end of year review. In the beginning of this year, my manager and others had a meeting with me where I was told that I'm not going to be promoted. And I kept praying, and that was top of my list in the 21 days fast. Before the end of the 21 days fast, this recruiter contacted me if I was interested in this job that is also going to come with a promotion. Of course, I told him yes. Pastor Jerry kept declaring that this one will work.
This one will work. This one will work.
Lo and behold, I did the interview. The next day, during the rain of answers, I got my answer. I got this job that comes with a promotion, better pay. To God alone be all the glory.
I offered accommodation services to a UN agency, and for close to 5 months, they had cut me off because of the challenges in funding. But I prayed and called on Elroy every day. I called on Elroy to see me through because this agency is one of those that really paid me well. So my last contract with them was in December, and there were no hopes. According to all that they told me, there were no hopes that they would contract me ever again. So when we were on the funnels of answers, I had my word. My word came through. 1 hour into the prayer on 11th of May, Pastor Jerry declared and said, you enter this week as a champion. You enter this week with high favor. You enter this week knowing the Lord has cleared the way. You enter this week with your evidence. You enter this week with your answers.
You enter this week as a champion. You enter this week with high favor. You enter this week knowing the Lord has cleared the way. You enter this week with your evidence. You enter this week with your answers.
I grabbed that word, of course, and at exactly 3:20 p.m., I received a call from from the former finance and admin, who is no longer working there. He called me and said, the new finance and admin manager wants to talk to you. I gave him your contact and he's going to call you. He wants to know how we have worked with you before, so tell him how all things worked. And immediately he dropped his call. Like at 3:30 p.m., the other guy called me, how he wants to meet me, and he'll be flying into Uganda the next day, and asked me if it was okay for me to meet him. I said, no problem, I'll be here to meet you. So when he came, we sat down, we talked, and he told me how he had interesting things about me, how I gave great service to their agency, and he didn't have any regrets that he was going to work with me. People of God, how will you shout today? We have received our first group of guys that we give accommodation services from ever since we were put off their service providers. So I thank God.
I had, written my ideal job description on the fire altar. I printed my CV. Before now, I was, of course, sales executive, but I printed my CV and I wrote sales and marketing manager, and I put it on the fire altar. At some point, I was like, okay, let me just go drop off the laptop and phone I was working with while I was freelancing with these people. And it ended up with me getting a job description to leave the entire company while the CEO was leaving to set up the Dubai branch. And I couldn't believe it. For them to print my business card, and they asked me, what job description do I want? And I was like, oh, okay, sales and marketing manager. And, basically God put me in a place where I gave myself the exact same role that I've been praying about. And between that time till now, I've been promoted twice to sales director and now head of sales and marketing. So the core of my testimony is 21st of January 2025, so exactly 1 year and 5 months ago, I had a client show interest in the biggest deal of my career. It's a penthouse apartment. I've been following up this deal for 1 year and 5 months now. On Monday, we're praying for congratulations, and I took it really, really seriously. I prayed like everything depended on it. On my congratulations note, when Pastor told us to put a date, I put this day. And before end of business on Monday, my CEO came to me and told me, Jason, congratulations, and the beautiful thing about it was, we had to put our name out there in the atmosphere, and I was like, Jason, I'm going to go congratulations, and it eventually happened, and it was amazing, and the two big things for me, first of all, this is the longest deal I've ever done in my career, and the biggest deal I've ever done in my career. So what God cannot do doesn't exist. Pastor Jerry, thank you so much for the fellowship. Thank you so much for taking us along at every step of the way. May God continue to bless and keep you.
I left Nigeria on the 23rd. Pastor Jerry will say, pray hard so that on your day of rejoicing, nothing will go wrong.
I don't know who has this word, in the day of your rejoicing, nothing will go wrong. Nothing will go wrong.
And each time he says so, I will tell my daughter, this message is for me, she will rebuke me. So I continue praying. I came to Canada on the 25th, and my son, who is to dedicate his child on 26th, was why I came here. So on the 25th, as we left, myself and my two daughters, the grandchildren, so we all entered plane. So my daughter went and sat where she's supposed to sit. But before the plane took off, she came and sat beside me. It was not up to 30 minutes from Toronto to Winnipeg. She started fainting, yes, in the plane. I looked at her. Then, all of a sudden, she passed on in the plane. I said, devil, you are a liar. Devil, you are a liar. I remember the message in Nigeria when Pastor Jerry said it. On the day of your rejoicing, nothing will go wrong. So I laid hand on her. I said, devil, you are a liar. I hit her. I said, devil, you are a liar. Come on, leave her. She opened her eyes. While my second daughter was shouting, are there doctors in this plane? Are there nurses in this plane? Please come, my sister is dying. But before they could come, my daughter opened her eyes. She was asking me, Mommy, what happened? Mommy, what happened? I said, calm down. So I just will not keep quiet for what God has done for me. I will not hide what God has done for me. I said, this God.
NSPPD, what God cannot do does not exist. What a word cannot do does not exist. He they pray, he they show. My name is Charity. I'm recording this testimony from Asaba Delta State. I have come to return all the glory back to Elroy. In 2023, I was diagnosed with endometrial hyperplasia. My doctor told me that the treatment was going to last for 4 to 6 months. So I started the treatment. After the first treatment, which lasted for 5 months, he asked me to go for hysteroscopy again, to go for another biopsy to check. And I went back to check, and they said there was still hyperplasia. So he advised that I continue the treatment again for another 4 months. So I told my friend, and my friend introduced me to NSPPD. I started following up NSPPD in May 2024. In July, I did another hysteroscopy, and biopsy also came back that there was still hyperplasia. At this time, I was already tired. So in September, I decided to do 21 days fasting. First week of October, Pastor Jerry announced that we're going to have fullness of answer the upper week, which was October 7th. On the first day of fullness of answer, which was on October 7th, Pastor Jerry was praying, let the fire fall, and I was praying, I was crying, I was telling God to help me, God to heal me, that I cannot help myself. And before I knew it, Pastor Jerry mentioned my case, endometrial hyperplasia. Endometrial hyperplasia, if you are the one put it on the live stream.
Endometrial hyperplasia. Endometrial hyperplasia. If you are the one put it on the live stream, I announce, let it be reversed.
It was like a dream. I was shouting, I was jumping. I did not even remember to put it on the live stream. I was jumping, I was shouting, like Pastor Jerry would say, how will you shout? I was rolling on the floor. I was thanking God. So that same week, I went back to see my doctor. I told my doctor that I want to go back to do another hysteroscopy. So he agreed, and I went back to do the hysteroscopy again. Pastor Jerry, what they saw before, they did not see it again. On that day, they were just checking the normal way they used to do it. All the 3 that I've done, the 3 procedures that I've done, 1 or 2 doctors will always come and meet me and start asking me like a follow-up question, like how was my flows? Am I having heavy flow? Am I having pains? Am I doing that? So anytime they start asking me that questions, I will know that there is a problem. So I didn't see any doctor. No doctor came. So I called one of the doctor. I asked the doctor, sir, please, what is going on? And he told me that what was wrong with me. He was not the one asking me what was the issue, why am I here? So I told him, and he said there is nothing like hyperplasia, there is nothing, everything is okay, everything is normal. Then you just have to wait for your doctor to give you the report. I said, okay. So that week I went back to meet my doctor, and the doctor said, congratulations, Pastor Jerry, thank you very much. It did not end the way the devil planned it. The devil meant it for evil, but God turned it around for my good. I am okay now. Thank you, Pastor Jerry. May God bless you.
What God cannot do does not exist. I want to testify and thank God for how He healed me of lymphedema that I have lived with for 21 years or more. I noticed that my legs started swelling. When it became too much, in 2007, I traveled to India to seek for medical treatment. When I got there, they did a lot of tests, and they came up with compression stockings, compression therapy. So I left, came back to Nigeria. But the thing was still disturbing me. So one sister that I know, she traveled to India. In her own case, she wasn't working at all. But when she came back, she became so good. She was working. So I inquired from her the hospital she went to. She said it's Miyot Hospital, the same India. Then in 2010, I traveled to India again. And those other people, they started their own test. After the test, they started the same line of treatment, giving me stockings, doing compression therapy. I now told the doctor that I want a permanent solution, a permanent cure. So the man now sat on my bed and told me, Madam, I must be honest with you. You have lymphedema, and in this whole world, lymphedema has no cure. If anybody has claimed to have cured lymphedema, then that person must be the Almighty God. I became so devastated. I came back. I was wearing the stockings. The thing became part of me that in the whole community, in the church, even where we do business, everybody, when they want to describe me, they say that woman that wears stockings always. So I continued. Then I started praying because I'm a believer. I started praying. I said, God, since this man said you are the only one that will cure this thing, you are going to do it for me. And I kept saying the world will hear my testimony. Then NSPPD has not started. But by the grace of God, through this NSPPD, the world will now hear my testimony. Last year, May, after praying, I have heard Pastor Jerry mention lymphedema like 2 or 3 times.
Lymphedema, lymphedema, lymphedema. If you are the one, put it on the live stream. The devil is a liar. I announce, let it be reversed.
It was my son that was 17 years that told me, Mommy, if you believe that you're healed, then you do what healed people are doing. Stop wearing the stockings and stop wearing the waistband that they gave me. So I stopped wearing it. And to the glory of God, I noticed that my leg is no more swelling. This is the belt that they gave me. This is the stockings that I've been wearing. But for the past 1 year, May last year till now, I'm no more wearing the stockings. In fact, people that know me, they now say, you are no more wearing stockings. I say, God, I've done it. So I am here to thank God. I'm just cutting this testimony short because it was a very long journey. But by the grace of God, I am now healed. Nothing like swelling on my legs. I'm totally delivered from lymphedema. Pastor Jerry, I want to thank God on your behalf. And I want to thank you for all you are doing for us. God will keep you. God will remember you and your generation for good. No good thing will you lack. What God cannot do does not exist. Praise the Lord.
Celebrate the Lord. Celebrate the Lord. Celebrate the Lord. Celebrate the Lord.